This is Darren Nicoli from the Next Level Sports Training. In today's video, we're going to be talking about linear speed mechanics, and we're going to go over some drills that will help you retrain your body to run correctly. There are two things that are involved in speed mechanics: arms and legs. Now, if you just walk naturally, you'll notice that your arms and your legs travel the same distance. If you were to try to take big strides with your arms and small strides with your legs, it's really something that's uncomfortable and you need to focus and think about it. So naturally, they're going to travel the same, so they work together. One of the things that we notice with our athletes that come in when we're talking about arms is that we'll see when they run, they'll cross their hands in front of their body, cross their hands in front of their face. Now what that's doing, without you realizing it, is that you're pulling yourself in this direction and then pulling yourself in the opposite direction when you want to be going straight ahead. So one of the things you need to focus on is not allowing your hand and your arms to cross in front of your face. You want all your force and momentum going in a straight line. So that's one of the things you need to work on, is keeping your hands by the side. Another problem that we see with our athletes, or some athletes when they come in, when it comes to arm mechanics, is that they let their arm go flat and they let their arm go straight as they're running, and they're really not getting much force out of their arms. And as we had said, the arms and legs travel the same distance. So the more force that you put into your arm, the more force you're going to get out of the opposite leg, which is the more force you're going to produce into the ground, and that's what's going to be driving you forward. So I'm going to show you a drill that you can work on that's going to help that. What you want to do with that is you got to think of just two words: hip to cheek. You want to keep your arm bent 90 to about 120 degrees. Now you don't have to really think about that, it's just a guideline, but you want to keep your arm bent so that when you drive it back, you should be right at about your hip, so right about your hip pocket. Then when you drive forward, you want it to be about cheek level. Now you don't want to drive it up to your cheek, you want to drive it out so that's just about cheek level. Because again, arms and legs travel the same distance, so the harder we drive this back, the harder this leg is going to drive into the ground, and then when we bring this up, that's going to help bring the leg up and out rather than just keeping it tight. Okay? So one of the drills that we work on is just very simply going by time. You want to do, say, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Take a little break. Just do those repetitively. And you just want to work on driving your elbow back so that you're at about hip, and then driving up so you're about cheek level, and just get a rhythm going and just work on that, and that will start building some muscle memory so that you keep your hands by your side and you're going from hip to cheek. Now when it comes to lower body, when it comes to legs, one of the mistakes we see our athletes make when they think that they need to get a big stride, they reach out and the foot lands out in front of their hip. Now the problem with that is, once you land there, you're actually stopping, because you see the angle here, you're actually stopping your speed, and then you have to pull yourself to go forward. And that's putting a lot of stress on the hamstring, so you're going to pull a hamstring. Plus also, you really can't pull much force. You can't really pull much weight. What you want to do instead is that when your foot comes down, it should be right under your hip, so that it's driving you forward. Now that takes the pressure off the hamstring, and also you can produce much more force pushing than you can pulling. What makes it seem like a big stride is when you drive the other leg up, produce force into the ground, and it's to travel through the air, let's say, and then when your foot comes back down again, it's under your hip. If you take a look at Olympic sprinters or anyone sprinting, running backs when they're running, slow it down, you'll see that their foot lands right by their hip. Okay? Another thing you want to do with your legs, just think, if I bring my knee about this high, I can only produce so much force into the ground, and that's what's going to drive me forward. If I bring my knee higher, I can produce a lot more force, which once again is going to drive me forward a lot faster. So that's what you want to work on. Some of the drills we work on to improve our leg mechanics, we're going to show in a second. I'm going to use Donovan as a demonstrator. And we're going to go over an A march, because there's a B march and a C march. We're just going to go to the A march. We're going to do an A skip, and we're going to do a run. Then we're going to show you a wall drill that puts you in the right angle, because while we're doing the A march and A run, or A skip and run, you'll see we're standing straight up as we're doing it. And obviously the force is going to be pushing you up. That's why we get into laying on the wall, which you'll see in a moment. It puts you at a 45-degree angle or so, which is what's going to drive you forward more than up. So we're going to show you those demonstrations in a moment, and I'm going to break it down, slow it down, to show you exactly how it works. And these are some drills that you can work on for linear speed mechanics. Very soon we're going to be launching one of our programs, which is going to get very much into detail with speed mechanics, and it's going to cover linear speed, lateral speed, and a lot more drills you can do, a lot more information that's going to help you become the best runner you can possibly be. Two. One, two, three, four. Okay, go. Okay, good.